Hey everyone, welcome to Orb Creations, the show where I build an app, you get to see how I do it, and you get the source code in the description. Today we're building a whiteboard app. This app lets you draw on a whiteboard-like screen and save your drawing so you can revisit them later. To get started with this whiteboard app, we're going to clone the template Svelte repository from the Orb Cloud's GitHub account. Link is in the description. We use this repo to get started quickly on all of our Svelte apps. To get started, we're just going to create a canvas element, bind its DOM node to a variable so we can use it later, and attach a draw action to it. If you're not familiar, Svelte actions are a useful abstraction that the Svelte API provides to access element lifecycles. Let's import this draw action and take a look at how it works. An action in Svelte is just a function that receives the HTML element as an input and returns an object with methods that hook into the lifecycle of the element. We'll make use of the destroy method to clean up our action. The first thing we want to handle is the canvas size. We want the canvas to resize along with the window, but CSS is currently poorly supported for that purpose. So we have to bind to an event listener on the window interface. We'll also remove the listener during cleanup to prevent memory leaks. We want to define the logic to allow the canvas to draw when the user clicks and drags or touches with their fingers. All this logic will happen on the pointer down event, so we can bind and clean up that event as well. Inside the handler, we need to know the pointer or the mouse's X and Y positions, as well as the event target. We can instantiate a 2D canvas context and alert the user if their browser lacks support. Just for fun, we'll use a new random color on every pointer down, and also set the body background to the new color for added effect. We'll define a couple functions to help us generate a good random color. Then we'll define a draw function that takes an X, Y position as input and draws a dot to the canvas at that position. This function will get called on pointer down right after we define it, as well as on pointer move, which will bind to a pointer move event. On pointer up, when the user has stopped drawing, we want to remove the listeners for all of these events. And now our canvas is ready for drawing, but we want to be able to save drawings for future use. Our app page is also a little barren, so we might want to populate it with a few useful buttons and headings. First, we need to add buttons to clear the canvas and save the current canvas image. For clearing the canvas, we need to use the canvas element binding we created earlier and clear the rectangle boundary of the canvas. To save the canvas, we'll take advantage of the toDataURL method of the canvas element, which we can save into a store. The store will just be an array of strings that reads from and writes to local storage. So your whiteboard drawings are persisted across sessions. This pattern is very similar to the one we used in other videos involving reading from and writing to local storage, where every state update is automatically persisted. Just above the canvas, we want to show a gallery of previously saved art that can be loaded for further edits. We'll map over each data URI in the gallery store and load it into an image element as the source property. Then we'll wrap the image in a button and load the data URI on click. The load handler takes the source string as input and draws the image to the canvas. We'll have to clear the canvas before drawing to avoid overlapping the art. Here's what it looks like now. And here's what it looks like after we make it prettier. And there you have it, a whiteboard app. The app is currently hosted on Orb at whiteboard.orbapps.com. Link is in the description. All of the code that goes into this app is linked in the description. Be sure to check out these other videos on your screen right now. YouTube doesn't tell me ahead of time what they are, but I'm sure they're great. If you want to stay up to date on new apps we're building and coding tips and tricks, be sure to demolish that subscribe button and follow us everywhere else. Until next time, remember, the best part about creating something is the ability to save it and share it.